So I'm just telling Thingy that I've started a new stream. So everybody, sorry, you're all hearing what I'm saying. So we're back. Simon has reset his thing. We're rejoining the lobby. We've got another stream up and going, which I'm now oh, wrong thing. Another stream. Advertising it now. So, trying to multitask again, everybody. I'm going to have to obviously edit the titles of the last one so that people know that it's oh man, where's that gone? Chat, pop out chat. So first things first, where's the address? There it is. Copy. Let's get this. Oh come on, man. Oh, I'm using the wrong keyboard again. I'm trying to cut and paste using the keyboard connected to the PlayStation.
Don't worry, I think Richie's already posted it all, so he's saying he's done it all already.
Oh, Richie, you're a star. Thank you so much, mate.
Right then, shall I run through the grid for this split one race?
Yeah, what a good idea. And while you're doing that, I'll go in there so people can see it.
Cool, that's a great idea. You do that. Hopefully everyone can hear me a little bit better now.
Yes, you were breaking up a little bit the last time, now you're not.
So Eustace expensive waste of money headphones I've had. Jack and Scotty will tell you about that in the past, so I ain't never going to use them again if I ever did this. On today's performance, I don't think it'll ever happen.
Well, the
right
ones
then,
I've got,
okay.
only £3 in Poundland.
£3 in Poundland? Did you buy 3 of them?
Yeah.
Or has it just got more expensive?
Just behave. Just behave.
Okay. Okie doke. Right then, split one. On pole position, surprisingly enough, and obviously we know is VQS Jack with a 227.573. In second position, not far behind, is Scotty Senior, 227.685. And then in third is Glasgow Red, and is 228.412. And then really close behind is the first GLR guys. It's GLR JD with a 228.480. Then straight behind him is GLR Seal, 228.591. Then in sixth is the host of the series, Hugh Hatrick, 228.825. Very pleased to be in top split, but I do know he's very happy with that. And then in seventh is TLM Hunter 27ML, 228.864. And then we have GLR Racer 14 with 228.962. And rounding off the grid in ninth place is RCR Damo in 229.011. A very tight grid indeed, especially from third all the way down to ninth. So I can't see who's going to be taking third place, but I'll be really surprised if the fight will be between Jack and Scotty, but my prediction for the last race was completely wrong, so I could be wrong for this one, so who knows. So, but if they fight too much between each other, they could invite everyone else to the party as well, but if they work together, they could easily pull away very, very quickly, because obviously going by their times, they're nearly a second quicker than their nearest competitors, as in Glasgow. But from Glasgow down, all the way down to Damo, you're talking 0.6 of a second. That's nothing on a track like this. It really is. So it could be really dicey, very dicey indeed.
I was just looking. We had a bit of a problem where Power Maxi hadn't left the lobby, so it was full, so some people couldn't get in. So
Oh dear.
Jack was sort of like going, "It's full, it's full." He was kind of panicking a bit, so I've just told him, breathe,
That's
Jack.
the only way we can stop Jack from winning is by
Yeah,
not
by
letting him in the
stopping
lobby.
him starting.
It's the only way, isn't it?
So how much have somebody paid Power Maxi to stay in there to stop him getting in?
Was it Scotty maybe? I don't know. Yeah, no, that is pure hypothetical.
Of course it is. Of course it is. So, so once again, I'm a bit behind on the chat because I was busy panicking. What's going on here? My computer's so weird. So, yes, you're absolutely right. It's going to be a ding-dong battle at the front. Let's see. So, let's see. Nothing, just stuff. Nothing. No funny comments. So we are in. We've had to do it in two. I'll edit the title of the last one so that people know that it's split two. But I think can just somebody. I'm not sure if everyone is in the lobby. Let's have a look. Who should be? Let's have a look. You've got the list of people. Is everybody there? You've got Scotty, JD, Glasgow.
I just can't see Jack at the moment.
Jack, come on, mate. You've got to get in that. Breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. 4 seconds each.
No, he's signed in now. They're all here. He's just not on track. So yeah, I can see the member list. He is there at the top there. So that's good. We're there. So I think we're ready, aren't we? This time, I think this time we're ready. I think we're okay.
I can't see him. Oh,
Well, he's
no,
on the
only,
member list.
no, it's okay. No.
He's signed in
I
on
keep
the member
forgetting
list,
it only shows 8 people.
Yeah.
So I saw 8 people.
That's what clicked with me, so that's why I exited back out
There
just
we go.
to see if he was there. And he's
These
there.
are the people we have. Hiya Flash, thanks for coming to this one as well.
Yeah, hi Flash. Thanks for your support. Sorry to
for
make
the
it difficult for you. Yeah.
I will remember next time to just plug it in hardwired to make sure that I've got the full 37 megabits per second and 7, as it was, should be 9 instead of 10, which is what it has been on the Wi-Fi, and that will make life a lot better. So that's who we've got. Scotty Senior, JD from United States of America, Glasgow from Glasgow, a Reds supporter. I'll let you guess which Reds. Neil the Seal, all the way from down in the Antipodes. Racer 14 from America. And Hansa from Deutschland. Mr. Hugh Hatrick, the owner and proprietor of all of this, finally in split 1. This should be interesting. We have very quick son of a gun, Jack. That's our JJ, who I've nicknamed Vin Petrol because he's super fast. And we have Damo, our old mate, but the Bobster from Bristol. Bristol. I should know JD's actual name, you know. Let's go through them with their liveries. So here's Scotty. We're going to go do my thing when I go on board like that, do the chase cam, show you, flashing his lights. He's doing that flashing his lights thing because he's behind Jack.
He's just practicing. He's practicing flashing his lights, getting that ready.
Jack is practicing doing a Max Verstappen move. No, did I really say that? Look at that though, he got right. Oh, he's trying to destroy each other. So there's JD in that beautiful silver Audi. Very nice. Glasgow, whose car is red because he's a Glasgow head. Yes.
Surprise, surprise, yeah.
With Kit Kat. I like a Kit Kat. I'm a Kit Kat because I'm a snow leopard. And then we have from sunny Deutschland, somewhere in the world of Germany, is the black car of the Audi. Auto Union Deutsche Industrie. What do we got here? Ooh, black at the back, white at the front, pink in the middle. Ooh, very nice. The Hatrick with his KFC livery, using KFC grease to get him faster past people. Will it be elbows out today?
Has he had a KFC today? Or
Probably, who knows. That's a very nice blue. It looks like he's burnt the front with his NOS energy drink. I not thought I'd want to have NOS as an energy drink. No. Yeah, it does funny stuff to your NOS oxide. Anyway, nice colour on the back. Who have we got?
It's a nice one, isn't it?
Young Jack with his lovely powder blue. Now it's funny because that's a powder blue Scirocco, and I used to own a powder green Scirocco back in the day, Mark II.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, it had. There was a problem. Ant, hello Ant. He's in the Ant's in the house. What was I saying? Yeah, they used to have this problem. Whenever I was driving very fast up this hill towards the Britannia Bridge, near the Vaynol Festival, Vaynol House. It's quite a steep 2-lane hill. You know, you put your foot down, it's only 1600, trying to rev it, and it'll get halfway up and then start cutting out. I thought it was carburettor and all sorts of different things, and it turns out, which I found out when I got rid of the car, sod's law, that when older cars, the rubber hoses collapse, and then the vacuum, when you put your foot down, they perish, they collapse, and it just cuts the fuel off. You just need to replace the rubber pipe from the back, which I could have done in about an hour or less.
It's always just something as simple as that, you'll find.
It's so annoying. And with his gold seal of approval, Bobster from Bristol, lol. So that's gone through them all like that. Let's go find somebody on the track, somebody doing something interesting. Ooh, going up radio, powering through or over top of the hill. I like that, top of the hill. It's good, isn't it?
I'm just looking to see, I'm just following Scotty. He's now coming up to the start and finish straight just to see if he's going to park it on the grid and practice his start again.
Ooh, let's have a look. Nope.
Nope, he's gone through. Oh no, there we go. He stopped. He heard me say that.
He's reversed up. Every advantage. So Ant's talking about which one of them is going to be using liquid Schwartz. Use the Schwartz, Lone Star.
Use the Schwartz.
Use the Schwartz. So, let's follow Mr. Hatrick. See if he gets his elbows out. Elbows Hatrick. Now, what did we... Sommet de la Colline. Let's watch Mr. Hatrick. Rouge. Radion. Oh! How do you do that? What button do you press to do that, by the way? Just go back to the pits from the middle of the track.
Press circle. And then go to exit. Little man. And
of course! Exit. Options, exit. So everything is going to start. I'm going to have to try and do my little thing. Welcome to the race, everybody. Everybody needs somebody to race against. Do. Someone to love. Right, come on. Do your thing. Quick. That's everybody in it. Read it. Come on. Get back in so I can see the start. Come on.
Go.
Yes, and there go.
Oh, it's a good start. Scotty's really putting on pressure.
Jack's got ahead.
Glasgow's now putting pressure on Scotty
now. Glasgow's got ahead. It's all happening. And just behind them you've got GLR Race 14, Neil the Seal, who's been hassled by JD. These are all Guinness Lounge racing people. So they've all had a Guinness. Followed by Hansa, followed by Hatrick, who didn't try to win it at the first corner. Followed by the Bobster, who's looking at the carnage from the back. Look at that. They're all in a line. Let's take it to the front. Oh, no, wrong button.
Getting back past Glasgow, and he's even having a go around the outside of Jack, but now he thought better of that. That could have ended quite nicely if he'd have gone for that, but now he's slotted back into second, and he's not let Jack get away, so he will be trying his best to keep on his tail, keeping the slip. That is the main aim for him to do now, and these two will obviously be trying to break away from the rest of the field.
Richie Johnson saying, flash them lights. And Ant saying he's put nails on the track, so look out. Now this is... I've got it going backwards so you can see everybody, but obviously this crazy battle now, they're already gapping. This is what they did in Fuji. They immediately gapped everybody, and then it was just this battle between the two of them. Flash them lights! See, he's trying to get me out of the way, and I'm just flying above him. I've got my drone cam. Oh, it's so close behind. Right, I don't... Oh, wrong way. Oh, where am I going? Look at this, look at this. This is how close things are.
It's very tight in the field behind. It's
yes, that's what I've got. That's what I've got. So I'm watching. We can still see if anything's going on with Scotty at the front. Oh, Glasgow's challenging JD, and then you've got Neil the Seal.
Jack has picked up a penalty, so Scotty's picked up on that, and he really is applying some pressure coming up into the bus stop and chicane.
Racer 14 just went off the track there. He had a bit of a problem approaching the bus stop. Oh, what on earth was going on there? He could not stop, and he was he nearly piled into the back of someone.
Scotty's taking the lead. So, but Jack has got rid of most of his penalty, but he's now got rid of it all. So now he can now try and keep up with him. So he's in the slip, ready to go up through into a region up to Radion. Hopefully, as he goes into Camel Straight, he'll still be close enough.
Flash just said, in answer to them, flash them lights. Flash just said, Richie says that to all the girls. Oh, and here we go.
Here he goes. He's forced him to the outside, so... But Jack's got one hell of a run going out of there. He had hell of a... Ooh, Scott, he's either trying to put him off or he's not happy about something.
Are you watching this on the PlayStation?
I am, yeah.
Excellent. I'm just checking because sometimes it seems like there's a little bit like a second gap or something. I don't know what's going on. But this is the problem. There's battles all over, and I don't want to just see the battle between Scotty and JJ. I want to give everybody a little bit of fame. You know, their 15 minutes. If just as a message to the front two, if you could just slow down a little bit so that you're all bunched together a bit more, that would be great for the camera.
Can you just stay line astern, and then we'll go to some other people.
Just pretend I'm Liberty Media and I'm paying your bills. You know, just slow down a bit. Now do a reverse grid. That would have been interesting, wouldn't it? That would have been interesting. So, how many people we've got in this?
Hugh's got up to 5th. I think he started 6th if I remember rightly. So he has picked up a position.
He was second from last when we saw him, wasn't he? So he's picked up a few from dropping back there.
He's regained his original position plus a bit more. So not bad at all. He's on a mission. He's a man on a mission.
Damo's taking his, because we've got 25 minutes left. We've only had 5 minutes of this, only on lap 2. Damo's taking his time. He's only half a second behind Racer 14, who had a little bit of an issue last time going through Blanchimont and approaching the bus stop. He's only 0.3 of a second behind Hansa, who's is 1 second. He's bit of a love tap. He's patted him on the body as to say, what are you doing going around that corner in front of me? Obviously his Renault, the only Renault in the whole field, by the way, the only Megane, is
I heard that mentioned once, the only one, bless him.
But, you know, he's doing a great job with it.
Yeah.
Hansa, the German, with his German car.
They're all really close. There was nothing, right down from 3rd all the way to 9th. Anyone makes a small mistake,
and the rest of them.
They could all be going all the way back to 9th.
Hatrick's just straight lined top of the hill. Yep, he's got a half a second penalty.
He's punished for it.
And he's already got a slipstream from Herr Hansa. Now that's kind of bizarre. That's weird. Something very strange happened there. Hansa was the person hassling him, and then suddenly he was miles behind, so I don't know what's going on there. Neil the Seal is now behind, and he's hassling him. Hatrick still hasn't taken his penalty. He's obviously contemplating sharpening those elbows.
How much sharper can you get them?
Ooh,
Must
I
be
don't know.
impossible.
Honestly, when we were doing threes a crowd, and it was so impressive. I've given him a Rouge driver rating of and he's wide going into poo on one, and Neil the Seal's, he's being determined. He's never giving up and never surrendering, but he couldn't do it on the brakes. Hatrick is pretty good on the brakes. Oh, what's this? He's bumping his bum. He's doing the bumping in and the grinding. That's no.
Once you get
leave that for
once you get
children's
wide and
television.
poo on, and you get onto those marbles. It's it pulls you out further and further. It's hard to get back.
Yes, round Stabilo, going around Paul Frere, Monsieur Frere. I've seen him in a few interviews. He's got a funny little lick on Chef Ed, and he's very nice. I like him. He drove for Bugatti, and he talks like this. Mr. Bugatti always used to buy us very nice things. Great guy. I recommend the documentary The Power and the Glory, which is on YouTube. Somebody's put all the episodes on YouTube. You can't get it on DVD. There is a book, but you can get it on video if you can still find one. So I used
Power and the Glory, you say?
The Power and the Glory, BBC Two, 1991. 13 half-hour BBC Two programmes, and in my opinion, the best motor racing. There's a D-word documentary. I'm doing so well.
I was wondering what you were trying to think of then for a minute. I couldn't help you, but yeah, I thought I was just thinking of documentary.
Yes, just the word documentary. Yes, this happens. You see, parts of my brain, they don't like each other. I've got two librarians. You see.
I'm watching Jack and Scotty again, and they are all over each other coming up the Camel Straight again.
Right, let's go to Jack and Scotty. I mean, look how close these are. We've got JD. He's trying. Oh, he's taking. So he's pulling over and taking the penalty. Very good. Oh, so chat challenge. You can't do this because unless you're watching it live, on the PlayStation. Because I've not been following them, but we did have a bit of a. I'm just getting a message from the Magical Fairy. Let's have a look. Those two keep battling away. Four-way battle for the lead. But this is the thing, they keep battling each other, and then it allows other people to catch up to them, doesn't it?
Yeah, it just pulls everyone back in again. And then at the moment, now they just stopped doing that. They're just running line astern and they're pulling away again from Glasgow. So they suddenly realised doing a bit of battling wasn't doing them any good. So they'll just keep probably doing that. They'll work with each other and then think, right, we've got a gap, now we can fight. And then once they know they can't do that anymore, they'll then work together again. So
we've got Glasgow and JD in spitting distance of this battle for the front.
The top four have pulled quite a gap now. It's
how many seconds back to Hatrick is it from JD?
He is now 3.3 seconds off, so he has dropped off, and he's getting some pressure from Seal and Racer as well, so that's probably what's slowing him down a bit, defending.
Oh, it's so close. They're trying to take every advantage. Jack taking a wide line to get a bit of drive out. We're getting lots of positive comments from people in both the chat and on Discord about how brilliantly these two are and what an epic battle. So, will Scotty get the cutback? No. So this is once again like turn one at Fuji, where they were kept swapping places.
Very similar. And then with this, you automatically go into another drive up the hill where the slipstream is quite strong.
Oh, back the other way.
The outside. Here we go. It's very hard to get around the outside, but if you've got enough overspeed, which Scotty looked like he had, but Jack will probably go late on it. Ooh, we thought about it.
He's just doing that little hassle thing that people do. Stick your nose out, keep them guessing, so that you don't know what's going on.
Yeah, exactly. It's just trying to force them into a mistake, isn't it, basically?
Exactly. Vin Petrol up against, what should we call? I was wondering about juice propane? Juice diesel? Or is that what I was going to call you?
Me?
I think I might have, yeah.
Unlikely.
Well, somebody, because I know you didn't drink, and someone was saying, well, it can't be vin because that's wine. So I thought, well, if it's a non-alcoholic equivalent, it'd have to be juice something. And I was trying to think of something catchy for juice-based fast car nonsense. You know what I mean, Harry?
Well, that's close enough, isn't it? Yeah.
Do you prefer propane or diesel?
Let's go for propane.
Fair enough. Is it still cheaper than petrol? I've not driven for a long time, so I don't know.
Petrol's still... depends where you go sometimes. It can be the other way round. It is around here sometimes. Jack is going for it again. Oh, this is really dangerous going around the outside here.
Outside of Blanchimont too. They had a little kiss, they rubbed shoulders.
Now he's on the inside. Now he's got the line for the bus stop. So he held that very well. How he did that, I don't know.
Look how close the other two are now.
Would have been off in the barrier.
Yeah. 17 seconds to go. 17 seconds, shut up, Andrew. 17 minutes, 17 and a half minutes to go. Oh, look, Scotty's down the inside again.
Oh, he nipped in very quickly there. I don't think Jack was expecting that.
It's an interesting one, isn't it? Because do you take... It's an interesting line he takes there to stop any slipstream. But do you take someone at La Source knowing that they'll come past you on the Kemmel Straight?
But at the end of the day, the quicker you do get past it, I mean, there's no guarantee you'll go through Rouge and Radion without making a mistake. It's very easy to hit a curve too hard and you lose momentum. So sometimes it's best to get ahead early. But when you've got someone like Jack on your tail...
Well, this is it. You can make that sort of assumption when, you know, you've got people that don't drive as well.
Yeah, numbers like me, yeah.
Well, I was thinking more myself, actually, but... Fair enough, if that's the way you want it.
Well, I was trying to, you know, divert the attention from you. That's why I was just trying to help.
Thank you very much. I'll pay you later. Well, so they're now rooting for Glasgow to get closer and closer, and you've got Glasgow and we've got JD.
It soon happens. Always fighting between the two, and they quickly catch up again. So
I'm just hoping that JD and Glasgow don't fight each other, but they help each other catch these two, so they can all four of them. I mean, it might sound nasty because we know that these two are the fastest drivers in this little field, but he didn't manage that. He tried it on though.
That was ambitious.
Optimistic.
Ambitious is a word, and optimistic are the two best words we could use there. I think polite words.
And look at that. Scotty's gapped him by 7/10 of a second.
Yeah.
That's
well done, because you lose a lot of time when you make a mistake at that corner.
Which of course brings, if we go back, which brings Glasgow within 6/10, and JD, I mean, look at, so all these guys are within slipstream of each other. Oh, Glasgow's made a mistake, gone a little bit wide on Blanchimont 2. I'm liking this 1 and 2 nonsense, and we've invented some pretty good names for corners. I like Top of the Hill. Top of the Hill, marvellous, isn't it? And we've even got the French.
Top of the Hill sounds like a darts race. Top of the Hill.
Sommet de la Colline, according to you know, stuff. Oh, JD's lost a lot of time on Glasgow going through that corner there. So let's keep an eye on the front. We don't want to lose the front. So somehow he's lost a 10th from the gap that he had at the end of the lap, and of course there's the slipstream happening now. But will he be able to stay ahead? There's going to be a penalty there.
If he doesn't get a penalty for that, that would be very surprising.
The computer will give him half a second.
Computer says... Does computer say no?
No, that's weird. He must be a Max Verstappen.
Well, he must have paid the Gran Turismo steward something in the beginning of this meeting. I don't know what happened there. We'll have to take a look at that maybe in a replay, because I thought he really did cut it. But Jack will disagree though. He'll say he took that perfectly. So
there was a bit of a squirrely on the car as it unsettled itself, but it definitely straight lined that little corner.
Definitely from that view that we saw, it looked like the car went across, but it may have been the angle of the camera, how we saw it may have distorted it a bit, made it look worse than what it actually was.
JD needs to work with Glasgow and bump him, Flash is saying, which is what we were saying a little while ago, isn't it? So what's happening just back there, they've still got a bit of a gap between those two. So what I'm going to do, get back here to see this fight, and then I'll quickly go through the field so we don't lose touch with everybody else, because there are 9 people in this race. I know people want to see this battle
I'll
at the
keep an eye on the front and let you know if anything crazy happens.
Well, I'll wait until... I'll wait, because something crazy may happen right now. Sod's Law dictates. Through Stavolo, or Campus, or whatever they decide to call it this month. Oh, he's up the inside. Approaching, this is brave.
Again,
this is where
it's
they did it
on the
before.
outside of Blanchard, yeah, will he be able to do it? A little bit of rubbing going on.
Scotty's doing that little tapping him on the shoulder.
Did he stay within the limits? I think he just did.
Yeah, he did. He was straddling the line. I do wonder at the top of the hill whether, because he may have had everything inside the white line but not completely over from the curb.
Yeah, it's very possible. Like I said, that angle of the camera may have just distorted, made it look worse than what it was. Oh, Scotty's doing a quick... he's done it again.
Inside. But has he got a cut back? Yeah, cut back. I was waiting for that. Oh, very good. Very good indeed. And they've pulled 2.5 seconds over Glasgow. So that's
Scotty may not be unhappy with it. He may appreciate the tow up the hill.
This reminds me of that one. Oh. Again, no penalty. Right.
Again, it's very close, isn't it? Yeah, it's very close.
I reckon that the computer takes it as the curbing rather than the white line in Formula 1. Like Formula 1, it's the white line and they're stupidly strict about it, aren't they?
When it comes to this game, Jack is a very clever lad. He knows the limits. He knows where he can push.
It's all those teenage hours not doing his homework. Kids today, eh? Jack is
just quickly going through the field. Hugh is still carrying a penalty, a 0.6 penalty, but he's got a fair old gap. He's got a 3-second gap to Hansa, so he's on his own at the moment, and he's 5 seconds behind JD. JD obviously is only just less than a second behind Glasgow.
I'm going to quickly go through this from the back. So we have GLR Racer, who's all in his lonesome, 6 seconds behind in his lonely McGann. We've got the Bobster, who's only a second behind, a battle in front with Neil the Seal battling Hansa. They're very close as well. Let's see if anything transpires here for a second. 2 Audis, it's Audi versus Audi, both of them with black Guinness flavoured bottoms. But Hansa's not a Guinness man, he's a TLR. I'm pretty sure he drinks Guinness, you know, they sell Guinness. They've even got Irish bars in Deutschland, or they did years ago when I lived there. And 20 years ago, the last time I went to watch the Hockenheim... Oh! That also was not a tank slapper, because there is no tank with handlebars to slap it. Right, we'll just watch this to the end of the lap to see if a dive up the inside is what will happen, and then we'll get back to the front. Back to the front. Back to the front.
It's between Scotty and Jack. They're holding position at the moment, so no change.
No dive there. So, 3 seconds ahead is Mr. Hugh Hatrick. Another one. Still got his 6 second. He's not taking his penalty. I think he's probably trying to get a bit of a gap. And then
as soon as I said that, Jack went into the lead, by the way. The commentator's curse there for Scotty.
Yep. Sod's Law.
And then he's passing back again.
So we have JD, who's only 0.4 of a second and very squirrely going up over the brow of the hill there. He's got the slipstream on Glasgow, and you can see in the distance the battle royale for first and second place between Mr. Scotty Senior, Stephen Scott, who hails from Belfast and brings all the skill of motorcycle and car and racing with him from 1,000,000 billion years of being super old, fighting with
a teenager.
This gentle gently, what do you call it? Not gentleman, gentle master. Because I remember as a kid you were master something, and then you became an adult, you became a mister something.
That's right. Yeah, master to a mister.
This lad, top of his class, kart racer, teenager with.
Just tried it around the outside here again.
Teenage things happening.
Is he going to pull it off this time? Is he going to pull it off this time? He's not giving it up. He's not giving it up.
He's not letting him just go past though, is he? But again, still super I've seen people that don't race this closely smack into each other constantly.
Yeah, exactly. What usually happens, you get this rubbing and then someone takes someone out. But that's the... Yeah, I mean, Jack is trying the Scotty tactic of flashing his lights.
I wonder what VQS actually stands for. I've got this image that it's very quick something.
I don't know if it's Vanquish or something like that. I think he did tell me. He did tell me once, and I can't remember.
Chat challenge. What does VQS stand for in Jack's team name? Because the reason I'm thinking very quick something, sweary, is not because of Jack. It's because I'm used to Rally Arts making some really fast Mitsubishi Lancer Evos. And they're all FQ somethings. Vanquish Racing. Top marks to Simon.
Woohoo! Like I say, there's a slight distance in the back of the head there, the memory was telling me that, but I wasn't going to be 100% certain. I never do trust my memory fully anymore.
Hey, that's far too clean. I prefer very quick. Because, you know, the FQ 400. What happened?
Just trying that outside manoeuvre again, and I think Scott is getting quite wise to this now, what he's going to go for. It's now getting to the point where Jack's got to try and take him by surprise.
Even as an old man, Scotty's able to learn. See, it's not true. Oh, I wouldn't say brake tested, because I don't think these guys do that kind of stuff, but we know that they play games with each other.
Yeah, he's trying to, I think, frustrate him a little bit.
He's definitely playing a game now, isn't he? Because it wasn't like a full-on brake test. It was a sort of a mid-corner. I'm going to back off, and
he knows it's getting to the late. So it's not worked out for him there.
Right, let's have a look at these times. So we're on board with Scotty Senior, Stephen Scott, with his lovely wife and his amazing game room. And his pink car that he drives around in. He's in a pink car right now, I bet, as well as the snot green one he's driving in. See, 229.8, 228.2, 228.9, 228.5, 229.2, 220. I mean, they're consistent and they're super fast.
Yeah, I mean, you look at Jack's and Scotty's times, there's just not a lot of difference. They sort of trade times almost.
5 minutes 30 seconds of this race to go. So I mean, we all know that it's all gonna kick off in the last lap. The last lap's going to be the one.
Yeah, a couple of more laps. Oh, here he goes into the bus stop again.
And he's got that lovely steering drink manufacturer on his bonnet, Fanatec. It's a combination of Fanta and Technical. So presumably Fanatec make all of their steering wheels out of orange juice. Glenska's still ahead. Oh, they're side by side, nearly side by side, going down the hill. This is the original, on the original track, because this layout, or the basic layout, was from 1979, according to one site. And that downhill section was the original grid. I've seen some lovely old black and white stuff watching Sterling Moss, Jim, and the great Fangio, the greatest racing driver to have lived.
Pit buildings on the other side as well, haven't you, on both sides basically, especially for when they got their GT racing.
That I think the other pits and the other pit exit is all for they use for sports car racing, don't they?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
and that goes, it sort of goes up alongside Radial and then pops out at the top of the hill on Kemmel, by Kemmel.
Yeah, a bit of a scary exit, I always think.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. This is where Taya comes out with words like poopy and die. Poopy poo one. So, entering.
So he's going to try it again around the outside.
On the outside of Pipaf, also known as Lefania.
Well, he's done it, and he did it quite early this time. He got the move done rather early.
Right, so we've only got 3 minutes left. I am going to do a quick. Oh dear.
Another rundown.
It's like I was going to do another rundown quick, but it's like they're battling. I'll leave it till they get round bus stop. See what happens at bus stop, because something's bound to happen at bus stop. Well, he didn't try. He's deliberately going for the cutback, isn't he? He's trying to get a better drive off of the corner.
Scotty may, he may be thinking, right, do I hold back and just wait until the last possible moment? This could even be the last lap. This is very tight.
Yes, 2 minutes 31 left. So I don't think it'll be the last lap because they're doing 2:29s, 2:28s. Exactly. Right, going through the field in 9th place, a lonely 9th, but still within sight. Oh, he's just got a 1 second penalty. What a shame. He was doing. I was just about to say he's 5 seconds behind, but he's now 6.5. Then you've got the Bobster having a ding-dong battle with Neil the Seal. Let's see what happens going through Eau Rouge and up Radion to corner at the top. Summit de la Colline. Colline? That's what we said, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right. That's what we agreed on.
So Summit Corner. And a little bit of weaving going on by Neil the Seal. But Bob's got a bit of a run on him. He's alongside. Will he be able to get through Lacombe around that side, around the outside? It never works for Rosberg. Oh! But unlike those teammates, they haven't hit each other. Yeah, through I forgot the name of it. Thingy corner, that one.
Lacombe.
The second, did we? Lacombe's the sort of chicaney thing. Malmedy. There we go. Anyway, continuing to move on. Mr. Hatrick is only a second ahead. Don't think he'll be too bothered at this point. JD is only 2 tenths behind Glesger. That's a bit of a battle. And then in ahead you can see Scotty Senior and Jack. And we will definitely be joining them for the last lap. I'm sorry everybody else, but we will be joining them to see what happens on the last lap.
Yeah, I think they're going to literally pass the line with just, I don't know, 2-3 seconds to spare. It's going to be tight, isn't it?
We'll also have to see if anything goes on. Oh, and Scotty's up the inside.
Oh.
That was a superb move, and very well, plenty of room given to him by Mr. Jack.
Yeah, gentleman racing now. That's two people who respect each other big time.
Yeah, and that's what, because I hate the sort of the way, and I know you like football and I don't, but I hate the way that modern Formula One. So they've got over the line with 10 seconds to spare. So final lap, everybody. Final lap. Scotty Senior, followed by Jack Balding.
Maybe not.
Jack Balding, followed by Scotty Senior. I mean, it's just. What would you do, Simon, if you're in this race and you know that you both can take each other? I mean, they're sort of playing around. Look at them; they're just playing around. They
are. They know they're as quick as each other, and it's. If I was as quick as Scotty, I would leave it till the bus stop. I would just follow him all the way there. But he's going to be flashing those lights all the way to the end now.
Let's see, is he flashing? Yes, he is. I don't think that actually puts Jack off, because what's going on? Bit of argy-bargy. But as always, Scotty, an extremely fair racer. He knew that he'd done something, a little bit suspect, and he's giving him the place back.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a tight line, late on the brakes as well, so it was always going to sort of end up like that, but nothing too bad.
Yeah, I mean, it was obviously not a deliberate thing. It was just, it was a tight, fighty move. But so it's a little bit of space to make up. There was no boost on this, as far as I know.
No. So I still think he'll make this up. I still think he'll make this up by the time he gets to Stavelo. And he'll get a good slipstream all the way to the bus stop. But then again, Jack has pulled out a little bit more, but then it comes back down the gap, so we shall see.
Fifth and down have finished, so the lap, so they've gone over the line, and the lap. That's strange. I don't remember them being lapped though. That's really weird.
No, it's just how they do it because it's a timed race. You're finished, so it's a bit weird.
That is very strange.
Yeah,
so because they didn't get over the line,
I think Jack caught the grass there. Has he? Oh, he got away with that.
But he's pulling out. He was 8/10 and now he's 1.2.
He's pulled out a nice little gap now. Maybe Scotty felt bad about that.
Glasgow's pulled out a bit over JD as well, just to show people the last 4 people are actually racing. As it turned out, it wasn't the last lap. Well, it was the last lap, but it wasn't the end of the last lap.
Well,
what
tried to do a handbrake turn, but there we go.
His handbrake's burnt out. I mean, we're getting. It's a shame. It's a shame that it happened that way. But is it because they had how many laps? Did that go over? Was it 12 laps?
13 for the leaders, I think.
13 laps of a ding-dong battle from beginning to end. That was really superb. Thank you, everybody. That was super. Remember to save the replay, Andrew. Yes.
Save that replay.
2 replays saved. Marvellous. So, something obviously happened to Hugh that we didn't see. So, I want to go... How do we do replay now?
Well, you can't ask for much more having 2 rounds on the trot with races like that.
No. So we can't go to the track, and I can't do the replay that way. So that's it, isn't it?
No, you'd have to exit out of the lobby and
do it somewhere else.
If you were going to replay it, if you wanted to play the replay.
I'd have to find it and then do the replay. It would be nice to see what's happened to Hatrick on the last lap. Shall we try it? Let's exit, everybody. Leave the room, yes. There's nothing else happening after this. Let's see if we can find the replay for my stream.
There's a nice bit of banter between Scotty and Jack anyway, so...
And they've congratulated each other. They're always doing that.
Yeah.
You can't leave without leaving the room. You can't without leaving the room, exactly, yes, which is what we're trying to do. So, what I'm going to do, I've got to remember where these damn things are now. Come on, you stupid thing.
So you just exit out of
my library. Replays. I can hear a police helicopter above. 20th of the 11th. 22:28. That's this one. Play. Right. So, everybody needs someone to race. So hard to break the slipstream here. Absolutely true. Very much. GG, everyone. GG. Right, come on.
It is, Jack. Very hard, but you did you completed a very professional job. You both did. Again, very entertaining, giving each other space, a bit of rubbing, but that's what it's all about, racing. It was a solid race again.
Right, so we just need to tell Hugh, my YouTube paused, so I don't know who won. Hugh, it was Jack. We're going to... Oh, God.
Oh, no, Hugh. Well, it was Jack won from Scotty, and then Glasgow was in third.
Was it Neil? Was it JD?
Yeah.
That's interesting because that's their starting. That's where they started.
Yeah.
Right, so let's go. Need to go down to. Just gotta remember the buttons now. It's we need to go to Mr. Hatrick so I can see what happened, Hatrick, in the last lap that he was talking about. So we get a quick view of what Mr. Hatrick did, and in every single one of them he's got a penalty. That sounds about right. So elbows Hatrick. Doing 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 doing. Hey, look, I'm going to do an impression, but Formula One camera work. So everyone should now feel sick. So Jack's won every single one of the races he's been in on the HHTCR now, which is pretty awesome.
Didn't you finish third in the first one?
I don't know. I thought he'd... You have a look, it's on the thingy.
I shall have a look here.
Tell you what, I can tell you very quickly.
He didn't win the first one, but he's won round 2, round 3, and now round 4.
Yes, he got 41 points. 41 points for the first one, yeah. Yep. I don't know 3/4 of an hour. Right, so let's continue on a lap 11. So this will be his final lap, will it not? Lap 12. Sorry, you can't. Can you see? You can't see what I'm showing unless you're looking at YouTube.
I am. I'm looking at the stream. Obviously, it'll be about 5 seconds or so behind you, but I am looking.
I should have figured out how to do the sharing play thing. Yeah, JD came fourth. Then Mr. Hatrick. I've got to say, he's pretty consistent times though, Mr. Hatrick. 2:29.2. His slowest time was a 2:32. 2:30.5, sorry, but that's still pretty good.
Yeah, once he was able to break away from Hansa, he was able to keep to a consistent time and just concentrate on his own race, really.
He's honestly been really improving lately, and you know, because he's always been a sort of a passionate racer, by which I mean he gets dead excited, hence the phrase "you could win at the first corner." And it's a bit of a joke when that one was first brought into the show, but it does seem that he gets dead excited on the first lap, goes past a bunch of people doing like a Colin McRae Mac attack, and then crashes. And then he sort of calms down and then gets his head together and then he goes very fast. So nothing's happened so far.
It might be just because obviously how it sort of finished, you know, because of not getting that extra lap.
And it's like, if you look at them, they're all in quite a close group. I just think it's very strange that they didn't all get that final lap, just because they went across the line after the time had finished. That's just a very bizarre way of doing it. Every other thing I've seen is, you know, the lap that the leaders start when the time, you know, is going to expire is the last lap for everybody, but it obviously didn't work that way. So they're just about to go across the line, the leaders. They go across the line and Hatrick ghosts. Lap 12. The leaders have gone around that corner and it finishes. Yeah, it's finished for them. That must be what he's talking about, that it was
You didn't have another lap. So.
Something to do with the way, I don't know, when you set up a lobby.
It doesn't seem to matter where you are in the field, whether you've been lapped or not. If you go over the half an hour, you finish, haven't you? You know, even if the guys ahead of you have made
there is a time on the lobbies, because I've had a look at lobbies to the time was overviewed. Yeah. That's how it always is. Yeah. You can add a time on, can't you? You can say, you know, like 30 seconds or 40 seconds or whatever. So maybe that time was set to 0. So
Jack is screaming out, "Can you watch him and Scotty on the last lap?"
Yes, of course, mate. Right, let's go up to Scotty, and then I will... Oh, come on. Go back. So this is the beginning of the last lap. Jack, you ready? You watching this? I will take it from you, and I'll make sure I control the camera. So there you are. You've just started lap 13, the last lap. Watch me and Scotty. Scotty said, if you guys think that JJ should get a penalty, I'm fine with that.
We'll have a look. We'll have a look, shall we? Let's see.
Let's have a look.
It's at the top of turn.
I think definitely a penalty for showing off because he's young, he's a youth. You know, and I'm old, so I'm jealous. So showing off there, bit of a slipstream. Oh, Jack's breaking the slipstream. He's matching about. They're both weaving. Stops when they're alongside each other. Patting his little body. This is so dodgy. No, you see,
it's not moving in the braking area, is it?
Let's just pause this. Okay, all right. They're both alongside each other. Right? And they're entering the corner. They get here, and at this point, they're both giving each other room.
So I mean, it looks like you think, oh, Scotty's got this, isn't he? But I was in, Jack goes a bit later on the brakes.
And Jack's struggling with the steering a little bit there. Then, now look what happens here. Where has Scotty aimed his car? What do you think, Simon?
Oh, is that touch, isn't it? It just knocks Jack out, and I think, did maybe Scotty think, oh, I've made a mistake there, and that's why he let him go and not challenge him for the rest of the lap.
I mean, look at that. Jack avoids him like a good little Hamilton. So here's me thinking Jack might be the Max Verstappen in this situation, but it's Scotty. Let's take this back a little bit. Let's take... No, I've gone to... Oh, no, not from the end.
Jack says Scotty was doing that the whole race. Well, that's a bit harsh. But he's saying he's got to go. Well done, Jack. Congratulations, mate. Brilliant race.
So here we go again.
But
what I'm going to do is I'm going to go look at the steering. Let's look at the steering. So they're alongside. He steers in. He's at the apex. Oh, now, okay. Now we've got the in-car camera, which we didn't have at the time because apparently not, you know, being the most technologically advanced sport in the world and having every camera angle, suddenly you don't have one anymore if you're in Brazil.
No, exactly. Yeah.
Yes. Do I sound a little bit sarcastic there, Simon? I'm trying not to, but it's just leaking out.
I didn't pick up at all. No, I didn't pick up
fair enough.
on that at all.
To be fair, Scotty was still steering to the right.
He is still steering to the right, so
understeered.
Exactly, understeered that. And
no fault.
He's obviously turned. He could pick up on the understeer, and he turned even more to the right to try and get himself to the right. So I think it was just because of that late braking, maybe sort of not straight braking in a straight line, and that just pushed him out a little bit.
So there you go. Racing incident, good, clean, mad people racing. So there we go. Any other requests to see any other parts of the race while we've got this up?
I don't think so. Like I say, we'll say goodnight to Jack because he's had to go.
He's got to go. Of course, it's bedtime. Bedtime, Jack. Get your homework done.
Get those pyjamas on, mate, and go to sleep. Did Glasgow want to see anything? Is he still in the chat? Did he want to see anything?
Do you know, I don't know. I don't actually know how many people are still watching.
It says 9.
9 people still watching. Oh wow, that's amazing.
Blimey.
Nuts.
Our inane chatting must be entertaining to some. Singing requests. That's what
they want us to sing. What?
Whiskey has got a singing request.
What was
singing?
I've
not requested anything, so I should have thought you had. Have you either?
Me? We are the Self-Preservation Society. I can do that, but I never know all the words to songs.
If Scotty was on here, he'd sing for you. So
that's true, but he remembers the words. It's always good if you need to remember the words. It's like Taya when she sings.
She's just saying 2 or 3 songs, but I'm trying to teach him some new songs, but he never knows them.
Yeah. Well, I suppose somebody's just made a very good point. The Elbows Hatrick has just said, well done to all the admins, and I would like to thank Richie
for
Richie. All the little tips and treasures that he was sticking on Discord, as well as all the help he gave us in every single sense. Please check lap 12, same place, Damo and Seal. Certainly, sir. Let's go back. I like requests.
Thanks to Moomin as well.
Moomin for lobbying the lobby and rating the race and organising what he's organising. Lap 12.
I hope you guys have put up with my commentary. Sorry for the first race. Sorry for letting you down. But I think we did a lot better in the second one. It was working out a lot better, wasn't it?
Well, I think the problem was as much my internet connection as anything that was going on at your end. So
Well, it's funny how that can affect me, isn't it? Really weird. Is it? Maybe just because of the party chat, and then that's how it affects me. But it was odd how it just wouldn't let me back into the network.
It's just weird. So right, okay, we're ready. We're on board with Damo, because he's at the back at this point. This is approaching lap 12. I'm going to watch that. So Falconer said there is a request. If you mean the one from Damo, then from Bob, then I'm playing it. If you've got another one, shove it in there, and we'll see if we can do what we can do. And thanks Hugh Hatrick for being Hugh Hatrick, and my pal and a great bloke. Here we go. Entering into the final lap, we have Neil the Seal leading the Bobster from Bristolster. Lol. Lap 12.
It's the same place, so what we're looking for.
So Neil the Seal tried to go too fast into La Source. Happens all the time. I mean, obviously I'm perfect and never do anything like that.
No.
I'm not lying, honest governor. And again, didn't get the best line going up there, so Bob's got a really good drive here, but he's pulled out the slipstream. He's looking up the tailpipe of the Audi TT, which has the same floor plan and probably engine, because they're both Volkswagen Audi group stuff.
It's all about efficiency.
It is. This is fine.
Here we go.
So Lacombe, which is what we just saw, they were alongside, but very, very clean. Going into Malmedy. What was going on there? Let's see that again.
Now about to see it.
Let's see that again.
Just.
So let's see. So Bob gets along the inside of
just
Neil
hit that
the Seal.
inside curb, and that just knocked him out, just unstabilised the car. So.
Neil the Seal did sort of drive in a little bit to push him onto the curb,
Go on, then.
which caused a little bit of a instability. Bob had to steer around a bit, bumped back into Neil the Seal, which pushed him out wide and left him. Wrong button. Why does it not let me? It's not letting me see behind. I'll have to do it that way.
Yeah,
So he's lost a few seconds there. Let's carry on with.
Yeah, I can see where you're thinking Damo. Yeah, I think if I was you, I'd feel the same.
Yeah.
But there's nothing. I don't know.
I've got a solution. I've got an honest solution. Okay. You two should buy each other a pint. Okay. That's the way it works. I mean, obviously, both of you live on an island in the middle of an ocean. Bob's Bristol, that's a port, you can get onto a boat, so you need to meet halfway. I'm thinking, if you want to go by aeroplane, people tend to go by Dubai, don't they? That's quite a nice place. You're not allowed to drink there, are you? You could have non-alcoholic. Madagascar?
Is that a halfway point?
Not sure. Somewhere nice, anyway.
Sri Lanka?
Somewhere nice.
Was that a little bit too far away from us?
Ooh, Sri Lanka again. I'm thinking somewhere with clean water.
Okay.
So why don't we say?
No comment.
Why don't we say South Africa? Meet up by Table Mountain. Don't get carjacked. Buy each other a drink, and laugh about it. That's my steward's decision. What do you think?
Well, I mean, Dan ended up getting seventh, didn't he? As far as I know, I think he sort of, got the place. So.
Yep, that's the end of the race. Any more requests, ladies and gentlemen? Mr. Whiskey File. Okay, Whiskey File. Mr. I don't think Jameson's is any good because it's not 500 quid a bottle. I've watched your whiskey videos, mate, and as good as they are very good, and as nice as the whiskey you're talking about, I'm still disappointed that you didn't breathe fire and brimstone onto people that put ice into whiskey. You actually seem to almost forgive them. So you can say nothing about me being hoity-toity. Right, so we've talked a lot. Simon's talked a lot of sense. I've talked a lot of nonsense. Are there any more thingies where we need to put up? What's it called? Requests. Any more requests for playbacks? Falconer? Anybody?
I don't think so. I mean, to be fair to all the drivers, it was very incident-free, really, in general, wasn't it? Very clean.
I've just read something evil.
Oh.
Just read what Glasgow's just put.
I put ice in whiskey.
He's Scottish. He's from Scotland. I mean, granted it's Glasgow, so maybe it don't count. But come on. Listen, when I was in Pitlochry and went to the Edredor distillery, the smallest in Britain, I was surrounded by a bunch of Americans, and when they were told they weren't allowed to have ice, I inherited 5 extra glasses of whiskey. It was fantastic. And the look the guy in the kilt gave them when they went, we won't ice in our whiskey. And we're like, yeah, but they learn how to spell it properly then.
Yeah.
That's what
Steve
I
Damo
know.
was just saying that he says he just hates feeling if I cause contact, but I think I was okay there. Yeah, we agree. I think it's just a racing incident. You couldn't really get a lot that could have stopped that. Not really. You can't say that's your fault. Impossible really to come out with a judgment
It
like
was a tight situation. I mean, I'm going into serious voice now. It was a tight situation. You took a move. You went for the gap, like you do. You were both giving each other room, and I don't think anybody deliberately drove into each other or knocked into each other. In that sort of situation, it's very easy to have accidental contact, which then sets your steering off. The cars do react.
Last lap as well. You're thinking in the back of your head, there's pressure of the last lap. Little mistake.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's why I was saying getting by each other a beer. I'm not saying that it's not. It's funny, isn't it? You can have a lot of fun taking your racing seriously without taking yourself seriously. You know,
yeah,
and I think both of these guys are like that.
Yeah.
Sorry, I've just got to go back to whiskey for a second. So
I've just seen it.
Whiskey Father just said, you can drink whiskey however you please, good sir. No, you can't. You just can't. That's like, no. Notice I didn't choose for liking a swill, and he's called Jameson's a swill. Yeah, well, too right. Rue's rant. I'm going to be doing some of those.
We didn't have any of them. We didn't have any of them through all the stream, and we're finished off.
Yes, I was very polite about all the morons in the world.
Well.
I was excellent.
It's gone wrong.
There are far better whiskies out there than Jameson's, but for the price, considering that in Pitlochry they have bells, which also known as a very expensive way of cleaning grease off of axles.
All I can say is I can put my hand up and say I don't drink and I can't really have an opinion on this, and so...
That's fair enough. See, I've tried that a few times.
I'm jumping out of this very quickly.
Oh, we've got another... Can you check the move I made on Moomin on lap 2? Certainly, sir. Right, so we have to go to... Oh, no, you're in the other one, aren't you? Right, so we need to leave...
Cheers, Damo. You take care, mate.
Yeah, thank you, Bob. I think you were both in a tight situation, racing hard with each other. Personally, I don't think either of you did anything wrong, though, you know, there was a winner and a loser like there always is in those things.
Exactly.
And again, you both raced a hell of a lot better than I do. Right, so we have to go into this one. So lap 2, Ian versus Moomin. So bear with us for a second. Bells is shocking. Bells and teachers. I mean, okay, you can get a litre bottle for... Well, I don't know about now. I've not bought any for a long time. Well, no, I'll rephrase that. I've never bought any. I've not seen the price for a long time. But you can get a litre bottle for like 8 or 10 quid or something.
And I don't blame you, Damo.
It's just... What?
He said, full disclosure, I turned volume down while I was racing.
You don't want distractions. Right, okay. Let's get this ready to start. So, Ian versus Moomin, lap 2. Doing the thing. Come on, the thing with the thing. Get on with it. Right, so we're going... Oh, it's doing that. Oh, why is it not doing this? Oh, I know. L2 plus camera selection. Ah, finally.
Okay,
It doesn't seem to...
He was saying it was the source the move was made literally on that too, so it's literally straight away.
Okay, so that's entering the source.
Oh, Dyko wants to see the first lap, please. So
yeah, okay. We'll
that's what he wants.
on board with you or with everybody?
With well, I think everybody. I think he just wants to see the first lap. I think.
Whiskey for acidic bile. I do agree. It's just how much money you can afford. So, lap 2. Sorry. Duh. Ooh, I was had to mute the mic there for a second with a huge sneeze. Here we go. I'm back.
Bless you.
Yeah, it crept up on me. So we're looking for this with Ian versus Moomin on lap 2. So do we want? But Dyko wants to see the whole of lap 1.
He wants to see the whole of lap 1.
I'll do it from. Quick one for Whiskey File. A bottle of Glenlivet, where I live, is like £38, which is a lot. It's a lot more than I can afford, unfortunately. So yes, I would. Personally, I'll go for a Glenfiddich. Is my favourite. No, it's my second favourite. My favourite is a Cardew, which is very difficult to get hold of. But I like Speyside. It's a nice Speyside. I do.
So this is how the good started. That these guys going off, first and second. But obviously, it isn't how it finished, is it? So
no. Well, Mikey was up there because he did that banzai move around La Source, didn't he? But then he's got taken. You can see D-Max is there. They're all there. So excellent close racing. Let's go forward to Moomin and look backwards so we can see what's going on with everybody, as many people as we can. But everyone's. So you've got Moomin, Ian, D-Max, Mikey, Peter from Poland, and then Power Maxi and Falconer losing a little bit of ground over the first lap. But still.
Yeah, it was all fairly much line astern in his first lap, wasn't it?
Yeah.
A lot of change.
And then, of course, obviously you hear the phrase that there's a spectrum of talent, but everyone's keeping it on the tarmac. No one's crashing. Yeah. So let's go back and watch this move.
Who went wide? There was that. Follow Me went wide. I think so. Right. So.
Is that the move you wanted to look at, Ian? Let's have a look there. So you've gone up the inside. There's plenty of room there. That was more like a tap because just an error in turning in, not a sort of a tap to cut across. It looked pretty clean. Is that? So, yeah, that looks pretty clean to me.
Thanks for passing that. Yeah, it did. It was a little tap, but nothing that's nasty. But thanks for that, Richie pass on from Guinness Mikey. Just you want to read that, Roo? Excellent commentary, lads. Fantastic. You belong on Sky Sports. Beers. You should work together more often. Loved it. Snow Leopard, Jerry Simon. Thank you, sir. Much appreciated.
Thank you very much. Well, this is what I was saying when you started saying about yourself, and I think you did a brilliant job, mate. Absolutely brilliant. I've got
Thank you.
Not only got no complaints, it was really good. Dalmore. So Glasgow saying Dalmore is a nice Speyside. It is. I've never actually had Dalmore. I've not. Highway robbery, £38. Yes, I know, but alcohol. You got to remember that the British government has decided to stop us all killing ourselves with alcohol, even though it doesn't work, by slapping a massive tax on it. In Wales, you're not allowed to have discounts on alcohol. So when our local supermarket Tesco's does a special discount, you're not allowed to have it. Just the Welsh local government.
Obviously, Cars was asking her, do you think it was fair? But I thought the move was perfectly fair.
There was barely any. Yeah, you just dived up the inside.
He'd already got to the inside, and obviously, as Moon's turned into the corner, just caught the rear, hasn't he? That's
Literally, just oversteered a little bit. But he could see you were coming. By the looks of it, to me, he could see you were coming and left your room, knowing that you were going to come down the inside. You know, no point risking everything on the first lap. So
sometimes, when you're being passed like that, you're trying to maximise your line, and sometimes you will catch the car as it goes through. But it didn't affect either car particularly by the looks of it. But it's interesting to know how Cars and Moomin sort of went from first to second, and D-Max and I think Guinness Viking got ahead. You know how that all happened.
So we've been given some advice to vote those price gouging jerks out of office. Well, the trouble is the ones that are in office are the same as the ones that would get into office, and at the moment it's just a bit of a mess, isn't it? That all politicians are horrible, and I wouldn't trust a single one of them to wipe my arse. I think I believe that's the
Guinness
expression.
Mikey makes a good point here. He says, I'll let people battle. 30-minute race, exactly. You let people battle and you take advantage of them squabbling. And
absolutely.
That's what you've got to do.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Right, so any more? Because I thought we'd finished the last time, but then we got a few more requests. So any more while we're on Split 2? Anybody in the stream, in the chat, that wants to see anything else? French Revolution tactics. Yeah, well, there's a few YouTube channels of... the media's not been showing them, but there are some things going on and lots of demonstrations in various cities around Britain, because none of the governments represent the people anymore. They represent something else, and I'm not necessarily a conspiracy theorist, but they're definitely not representing people, you know. So Glasgow wants the bus stop. What about the bus stop? All right, sorry, Richie, can you have a look at bus stop on the end of the first lap? From which perspective, sir? I mean, obviously we can.
Are we talking this split, or are we talking
I guess it's this.
above?
I'm thinking it's this split.
Between Hugh and Racer 14, so that must be in the other split.
It's in the other one.
It's in the other one. So
Okay, before we do that though, because it will take a minute to do, no one else wants anything from this split?
From which cathedral am I broadcasting, Dyko? The cathedral of my room.
Because we've got different mics, you see. I mean, I've invested a huge proportion of my income, actually it is a huge proportion, £3 whole for this brilliant, very cheap microphone thingy, which sounds a lot better than the hands-free kit I was using before, plugged into my controller. Right, let's get into split one.
And this ain't a cheap microphone, so either I got it on the wrong setting, or it could just be my nosy voice. I've always had that problem. So do you want me
to start talking through my adenoids?
I don't, yes, yeah.
You don't sound like that.
I never had them removed, so...
Richie, I thought it was a trained tannoy. Shut your face, you. Actually, at your work, you could kind of do that. Do that tonight. Go on the tannoy and go... bomb in a... and pretend that, you know... Man, you probably get sacked if you do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. No, you need that job. Jerry has a fucking big house.
Yeah, it's a fucking big house. Yeah.
Damo, can't be a trained tannoy. I can understand what he's saying. Good point. Right, so...
What was it? End of lap
one, and what was it? It was Hugh and Racer 14. Righty-ho, let's go... I've got to get this to... Oh, come on, man.
Yeah,
go on, Hatrick.
There's
Hatrick. No, there's Hatrick. And Racer 14 was at the back. So if we go all the way to the back, and then go, gadget, go. Come on, get on with it. Actually, I'm gonna... Let's look at the start. Because that was... Oh, Racer 14 got a heck of a start. Let's get on board. Chase cam.
8th to 4th.
That's superb. Racer 14. Do you know, I actually know the names of some of these people, and I can't remember what they are. You've got Neil the Seal's easy because it rhymes.
That's one hell of a start. That is.
So, hold on, I've got to stop. I've got to stop because I went. I was on board with Racer 14, thinking he's behind. We've got to keep Hatrick in the frame. Let's try again. So, sort of a bit of light argy-bargy going on there, but nothing deliberate. Just trying to get around the corner as best as possible. We can see Racer 14 is in 4th. So the blue, is it the blue car? No, it's not the blue. Get out of the way. Oh no, I can't, they're racing. That's so sad. Okay, so Hugh does a nice little dive up the inside to take himself up to 7th. So this is what I was saying. You remember you were saying that Hugh managed to, make up a few places, and because he started in 6th, he actually ended up right, in 8th. So on that first lap, he then
and then he just picked his way back through again. Yeah.
So yeah, he's, like I say, he's been getting a lot better. Superb from Dougie. Doug, yes. See, whiskey file. Doug. I think. Have I got that wrong again? Oh God, I wrote this down. I wrote it all down,
I think that's what Mikey's saying.
See, Mike is easy because his name's on it, and you're easy because your cat's name's on it. It just confuses the world because it's your cat.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But that's a perfectly legitimate mad thing to do. It's like that guy, thingy, Agent. In the EDTM. Is it the EDTM or no? No, it's not that one. It's the plebs race that I was doing last Sunday, and it's Colombian. And what he's done is he's written his name with letters for like a 4 for the A.
Yeah.
So Racer 14, Doug. Yes, Doug.
Yeah.
Whiskey File is my man JD. Yes, of course it is JD because of the. You see, this is 2 weeks ago. I knew all this. Right, so I wasn't paying attention, so I need to go back.
Yeah.
Right, so this is going to be one. Right, so what we've got is that Doug. That's race 14, isn't it? Yes.
Do we nickname Hugh Hatrick Hunt the Shunt?
No. I'm James Hunt in this scenario.
Oh, of course you are. Yes, I forgot about that.
It's just elbows Hatrick. Okay.
He just got his elbows out. Yeah, he just pointed them towards the front.
So, Racer is my man Dougie. Okay, so here we are. Dougie had made a bit of a mistake, gone a bit wide onto the off-track tarmac. Mr. Hatrick, he's doing that. I'm entering here. He's a bit sort of honey badger-ish. He can't stop. He can't stop. He's looking for the gap. Oh, contacts Doug. Shunts him off. Slows right down. Does he give him the place back? No.
What we need to see, mate, is the inputs.
Yeah. So let's take it from Doug's car, and we'll go like that. And what's backwards? So he's gone in. He's taken Blanchimont 2 a little bit too quick, ended over there. So he's lost a bit of momentum, and then ambitious, not deliberate. What do you think?
Well, I'm interested in what Hugh said. He said, I tried to go in between GLR racer, braked early. He's saying GLR racer, braked early. I think we need to go on Hugh's. We need to go on board
we're going to go inside with Hugh.
With his inputs.
Right, now Hugh, me and John delight in telling you that you do things wrong. And what I'm going to point out to you as evidence, and you're a good lad, you're not going to do it now, is everybody else is kind of slowing down at about the same pace. So let's just see. So you've got JD, you've got Neil the Seal. See, the people in front of Doug are slowing down at the same rate. So he's slowing. He can't slow down any slower. If that less. Does that make sense? Yes, I'm preparing you for something. So what I'm saying here is, okay. See, I could make this sound really good. JD had to dive to the side because everyone was going slower in front of him, and you were unsighted. And therefore slowing down at the same... This sounded good, isn't it? Slowing down at the same rate as JD. Unfortunately, he took the side, and you didn't, because you didn't know it was there. You sort of tried to, but JD had slowed down too much, and the gap was ever closing. And you headed for it, and 3 into 1 don't fit. How does that sound?
Yeah, Richie's saying rewind to the corner before and go to Hugh's inputs, press circle to go to inputs. So you'll be able to see then when he's braking.
Yeah, I know. Right, are we ready?
Yeah. Here we go.
So, full throttle, full throttle, full throttle. Brake. He's got full brake. He's trying to brake as hard as he can. So this is where I figured that. What I was trying to get across was that they were a bit ambitious, piling into that corner that fast.
Yeah, and also because obviously I think what's just caught Hugh out a little bit. It's a slipstream. You know, you are going faster than what you normally are, and so you sometimes easily forget that you've got to brake a little bit earlier.
And I think he was being drawn in by JD, because JD was approaching quite quick as well, but he ducked to the side and braked.
Right,
so
it takes your eye off sometimes. And
he had one car's length further to be able to stop, because he ended up alongside Doug, whereas Hugh then had to sort of like, oh my god, I've got to brake, and he just didn't have the stopping power to do it.
So it's possible just seeing that car go off to the right takes your eye off your braking point, and suddenly you get drawn into a later braking point than you wanted originally.
And Bob has just pointed out, even on a clear track, braking after that shadow is optimistic. So what do you think, Hugh? What's your thought on this? Because you know this is your racing series. Are we deciding on some kind of penalty system here? Is this?
Oh no, I'm not giving any penalties. I'm just giving.
Yeah, the thing is, I was privy to all the discussions where me and Matt were going to be part of the were basically going to be the stewards. So I can see where this is going. Squeaky bum time for Rumar. Oh dear, you need load cells. My brake pedals are dodgy. I'm going to have to get load cell pedals. These are inconsistent. Somebody, right, Richie, write these down, or take a copy, because we need a new section in the Hugh Hatrick channel of F1 excuses. The best F1 excuses that we've heard. Tall tail. From Glasgow. Mikey says, I'd take a cuddle off Hugh. Yeah. Broke where you have to make the turn. Oh, was there a driver of the day? Ooh, driver of the day. I mean, the obvious ones are things like Scotty and Jack for winning, but that's kind of like a bit easy.
That's always obvious, yeah.
Because we know they're super fast, and it's no slight on them to not give them driver of the day, because we know they're super fast. I'm thinking, who won Thingy 2?
I think it was D-Max, yeah, because he was like originally in the grid, and from where he was to go and win, it was pretty good.
He came second, remember, because he was overtaken just at the end.
Oh, was he? Oh, I forgot about that, but I'd still give it to him because he was fifth on the grid.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, the one that sort of like...
But then again, because obviously who caught him up right at the end to overtake him.
That's what I was... Right, let's...
Was that Mikey?
Yes.
Was it Mikey?
I think it was Mikey. So Mikey won And Mikey, he remember that at the beginning he sort of did that dive and all this kind of stuff, but then.
But it was an impressive last couple of laps to pull in that sort of 3 seconds he was behind. We thought, oh, he's not going to catch that back.
Or was it the other way around? He tried to get him, and D-Max. I'm just going to check now because I need to know. So Mikey or JD for me, because it's like Bob, me for not being last. Yeah, I can relate. I can relate. I just think it was that thing where, because Mikey, he was sort of near the front in the first few laps, but then he slipped back a bit, didn't he? And then he made that time up.
Yeah, I thought it was just like say, I mean, the way Mikey sort of pulled that back literally on that last lap was pretty impressive.
Oh dear. Oh, come on, you silly thing. Get to the end. Oh, won't it let me get to the end? Get to the end.
But then there's Glasgow, who also did really well. He was always in third.
So at this point, Mikey's in fifth.
Jack a couple of times.
D-Max, he's ahead, long way. But then Mikey starts slowly making his way up the field as we're going along. Fourth, fifth.
He had to come back, didn't he? From
fourth, third, and he was battling. Second, and then he's in chase down mode, and then lap 8. There's no. Oh, this does mine not this with the way it doesn't give you the gaps when you're on the replay. That's one thing. But if I ever get asked the question, what would you like to see in Gran Turismo 7? Things like the timing remaining on the screen when you get a replay.
Yeah, exactly. They don't show that anymore, do they?
Pellets.
Only sort of do live time.
Catching up. Let's go.
I can see where Richie's coming from. D-Max did have a great race, and you feel for him losing it on literally sort of last remaining corner. You do feel for him because he controlled the race really well, but you have to sort of also give the credit to Mikey to really pull that back in. He put some really demon laps in to pull it back.
And also, there is a thing though, which I'm not sure whether you'll agree with or not, but I find it easier to chase someone than if you've got someone ahead of you. It's almost like you've got a marker to aim for.
I did go-karting once a few years ago. When I was chasing, I was quite quick. But when I came out and did my second stint, and I had no one ahead of me, and I had someone behind me, I was incredibly slow because I was just looking over my shoulder.
Did you find that it was difficult to sort of stay consistent with your braking points and all this kind of stuff?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what I found.
It is when you're chasing someone, you're just focusing on that vehicle ahead, and so you feel you get the flow so much easier. But Hugh just said he was going to have to go, so cheers, Hugh. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Hugh. Have a good sleepy doodles. Thanks for a good race and all that kind of stuff. I'll let you and Doug, have a fight or whatever you can do. These things will be talked about in the background with the true powers behind the stream, So it's nearly got him. So I don't know. Can we have? So I think D-Max did such a super duper job.
He did for the whole race. Yeah, got up into the lead and led it for so long. You feel so much for him for to just lose it right at the end. So it's. But I suppose in real life everyone would vote for Mikey because the great comeback, but I am torn between these two. Yeah.
So we put them both on the podium. Driver of the day is D-Max Racing, Mikey Guinness. D-Max Mikey Guinness Racing.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's
because at the end of the day, D-Max could have made that a hell of a lot more difficult for Mikey getting past there. He could have squeezed him a lot more, but he didn't. Kept it fair.
Fair racing. Speed was there. So there we go. That's our answer. I've just been. Bob has said save gameplay on PS5. It shows timing, but only one point of view. Well, that's useless, isn't it? PlayStation 5.
Oh well.
So, anything else? I made a mistake trying outside on Glasgow on lap 1. Had a great run there. Yeah. It's easy to think. It's easy to make all of these mistakes. Yeah, they're hugging, and you know they're having a snowball fight when the winter comes. That's what's going to happen.
But Mikey has the most beautiful livery. Yes, he does, Dico.
It is very nice. It is very nice. But you are also biased because you like Guinness. I know you like Guinness. It's anything that's a dunkel beer. Dunkel beer is really nice in Germany. I know you don't drink, but you know I'm just going back from when I used to. I have
tried when I went to the Dublin factory. This was on an education conference once.
It is true. It is nicer in Dublin.
They kept saying to me, "Oh, it's much nicer," because obviously I'm not a connoisseur with alcohol. I just went, tastes the same to me. But it all went quiet within a sort of 5-yard radius.
Yeah,
and
you
then
don't.
Then later on, the night, I even sold to more people because there was a thing about Irish and British beef. It was a British beef sort of dish that we got served up for a meal, and I said, no, tastes just as good as the same as British beef, really. And again, it went quiet. So,
well, I mean, to be fair, you could have just been saying that you both have really good beef. You know, if it's grass-fed and pastured and all that kind of stuff.
Exactly.
Unlike the massive
as
lots
you can
of
imagine,
American
I haven't
stuff.
dared go back to Dublin since then.
Well, I've been to Dublin a couple of times because obviously I've lived not that far from the port, and they used to get some nice deals on the Seacat and the HSS, the catamarans that go over there. Get on the docks, get into the middle of the... And I really like going to Dublin, and I loved going to Dublin. I'll go there again.
Was, lovely.
But it's probably not a good idea to be an Englishman going to Ireland and start saying, well, anything really other than love you all. Just say, love you all, love Guinness, love Jameson's, love Bushmills. He never drank it, but it's still lovely.
If I'd regularly drank the stuff, I probably would have noticed the difference. It's just that I didn't. Thank you, Richie. I'm welcome back, am I? That's all right.
Yeah, but he's extra kind. So we've got. I just want to. Dico's pointing out that apparently he knows the designer of the livery.
Oh, does he? I bet he does.
I'm trying to work out who that might be. Who's it? Who is it now? Who's it going to be? Did Hugh? Is it Hugh? Did Hugh do it?
Maybe Hugh.
I'm trying to wonder who it is. I tell you what, it might be somebody from Germany. Might be. Yeah. Oh, somebody going. Somebody going. Dico's going. So the German person says, I better speed up this gag. Yeah, Dico designed it. There you go. So that ruined that gag. Couldn't drag it out. Typical. Right then. Is there anything else that we could, should, ought to do, say something? Anything else? Chat? Anything else? Or have we done for the night? Because I normally try and leg it away from this stuff as quickly as possible. But, you know, we're having a good time.
There's only 4 of us left now, I think, so I'll be
surprised. Shall I wrap it up, or do you want to wrap it up?
You're the head man, you wrap it up.
I'll wrap it up. You make a closing statement from the Canaries.
Well, my closing statement is what a great couple of races. For the first race, with how we thought, D-Max has got this, and Mikey coming and taking it on literally the last corner. Or the penultimate corner, shall we say, pretty decent. That was very, very impressive. And then in that next race, what another classic we had, just like we did in Fuji between Scotty and Jack. I just knew it was going to happen, and they didn't fail to deliver. So well done to both of them, and special congratulations to Jack for winning that race.
Absolutely. Well, I agree with everything you just said. Very, very good words. Excellent stuff. And add to that a great big thanks to you for stepping in when Matt was busy enjoying himself somewhere. Typical. You did a great job. Put your own spin and character on stamped it onto the commentary, and helped me immeasurably. I'd like to apologise to everybody for the first half being mildly dodgy, but still brilliant, obviously. And you're welcome back anytime, sir.
No problem. I'm welcome back from my cathedral. Yeah, I'm quite happy broadcasting my cathedral.
Yes.
Again.
Get yourself, start collecting egg boxes, wrap yourself in them, something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, you have to soundproof it in some sort of way, do something.
Yes, and I'm going to say thank you to everybody that raced, everybody that did such a fantastic job. Thank you to Richie for just being a stalwart as always. Thank you to Moomin for all the work he's done with this as well. And thank you to the channel, and thank you to Dyko, because all this fantastic. I mean, Richie and Dyko do such a fantastic, and Moomin do such a fantastic job behind the scenes, setting all this kind of stuff up, so that gorgeous, good-looking, and talented people like you and me can come along and take the glory, which I very, gratefully accept. Thank you very much.
Thank you, folks, and good night from me.
And it's good night from him.